Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Yes, so as said by Shoaib, yes, the idea is to combine and complement what he was saying about general introduction on the project with some more technical insight, also focusing on the main results that we achieved, and that then hopefully will link to the demos that we show afterwards. Coming back to the challenges that Shoaib highlighted, so we identified a few building blocks and enabling technologies to indeed consolidate the 5G evolution in respect to what 5GZORRO aimed to achieve. So first, operational data lakes. So the idea of data, it's gaining a lot of interest, and it's becoming more and more important to enable automation and enable in-network and let's say in general AI for assisting network orchestration and management, but in general runtime operation of services, including cognitive technologies. So these data lakes can indeed should indeed enable these, and with features for managing data, controlling data, and enabling pipelines for the AI. An important aspect is related to the DLTs. So trust and security was indeed one of the key pillars of the project. So DLT is the technology that we use for enabling distributed security and trust across the different parties. So the idea is indeed to go beyond this point-to-point interaction at the business level and enable this multi-party, let's say, business interactions that could give value to the service, to the 5G service chain. And then also try to exploit more and more the cloud-native technologies to go beyond a bit to the traditional SDN and FV-based services, and going always towards this edge computing and enabling technologies like Kubernetes. That is something that we have integrated deeply into the project and in the platform that we have developed. In terms of, let's say, architecture, so we started with a kind of concept, so a conceptual architecture that started from the three pillars that Shoaib mentioned before. And so the very first step was to identify the main stakeholders that we were targeting. So stakeholders were, for us, are mobile network operators, virtual operators, of course, verticals, but in general, service providers and whoever can offer resources. For example, infrastructure providers that can offer resources at the edge for enabling specific use cases. On top of these requirements that we get from the stakeholders, we defined different services that we want to expose somehow to these stakeholders in terms of spectrum sharing and spectrum management, smart contract lifecycle management, resource discovery and broker logic, and others that would leverage on the DLTs in order to enable this trust between the different stakeholders, and that would leverage some kind of, let's say, functionalities that the platform should provide at both cross-domain and intra-domain level. So there is a tight integration between different type of functionalities that we envisaged in the architecture for, of course, resource and service orchestration, cross-domain network analytics, security and trust, and also that are also reflected into intra-domain similar functionalities. In terms of, let's say, practical work, so this concept that we had at the beginning was translated into an actual implementation of the architecture that it's a kind of, innovative platforms of platforms. So the idea was to leverage on the HCZSM approach with these different and heterogeneous management domains that are loosely coupled, but at the same time they are very integrated and with interactions among them. So the idea that we conceived is to have this marketplace platform that contains all those functionalities that allow to trade resources and services among different stakeholders, so enabling this multi-party service chain that is integrated with the governance platform that allows these different stakeholders to access the marketplace platform and to regulate how they access it, and to regulate how they access the different offers, services, and resources. Then all of these functionalities, these platforms are somehow combined and integrated with zero-touch service management and orchestration. That includes also trust and security, as we will see later, that allows indeed to, let's say, translate the business logic at the marketplace into something that is more technical, that requires workflows for orchestrating the deployment, allocation, and configuration of resources to offer on demand these 5G network services. And then at the end, this concept of AI ops, so to combine big data and AI to enable this, let's say, optimization of the operation of services and also resources. So in terms of achievements and results, so now you will see some slides popping up with highlights on what has been achieved in these 4 platforms. Marketplace and governance, you will see them together because they're very tightly integrated. Marketplace and governance, they are anchored in DLTs, both, to enable this multi-party and, let's say, cross-domain trust. We use specific technologies in the project, but how we designed it and developed the marketplace and the governance allows to integrate even different type of DLT technologies beyond Corda that was used for the marketplace and the Ledger Indy for the governance. In terms of main achievements here, what we call the resource and service offers, so the products that we put in the marketplace and that are modeled following TM Forum specification. This is something that gives, we believe, a big value to what we expose with the marketplace because we didn't define anything from scratch. We reused and adopted specifications from the standards that allow indeed in each domain to catalog the different offers for resource services and products and then disseminate to the other stakeholders, leveraging on smart contract lifecycle management functionalities that are those indeed that are integrated with the DLT to enable the dissemination and synchronization of the catalogs among the different stakeholders, keeping security and trust because of the DLTs. The smart contract lifecycle management is also the main functionality responsible to manage the spectrum sharing and the spectrum licenses through the concept of the spec token that will be discussed later into the specific demo for dynamic spectrum allocation. And as I said before, it's important to highlight that whatever we did for the project, we were using specific DLT technologies, but we are agnostic about them. So we could embed different and integrate different technologies. And then on the governance side, we have a distributed, let's say, mechanisms for identity and permission management that is based on distributed identities. And it's indeed providing those processes for stakeholders to join the marketplace and have authorized access to the specific resources, offers, and services. On the zero-touch service and resource orchestration part, that, as I said before, is integrated with security and trust. The main pillar is this intelligence license service management orchestration that provides those business-level workflows that allows to combine and orchestrate the product offers across different stakeholders, and at the same time provide optimization functionalities to optimize the placement and the selection of the resources according to specific let's say, constraints like location, latency, and so on. And the integration with technical orchestrators that allows to actually deploy the slices, deploy the services on top of the 5G virtualized infrastructure. So this combination of intelligence license service management with technical orchestrator allows to have an approach that, again, is agnostic with respect to the specific infrastructure that is managed. We have also distributed the license management, which is very important, linked and anchored in DLT as well. So we are able in the smart contracts and in the offers to link both SLAs, but also licenses that can be monitored. For example, licenses for VNFs that can be monitored in each domain. And let's say actions can be taken to terminate services when licenses are not fulfilled. As I said, so very tight integration with security and trust also as part of the service and resource orchestration. We have specific trust and reputation management framework functionalities that allow to score the stakeholders and those participating into the marketplace with specific information that is collected from the network, from the infrastructure, with specific functionalities for SLA monitoring and also analyzing how the different stakeholders behaves in terms of respecting or not SLAs. This gives the possibility to do some smart selection of stakeholders and offers according to indeed the score of the reputation of the stakeholders. And then to let's say add more and more trust in the trust execution environment, we can indeed run and execute some of the components of the platform in order to have a secure and isolated execution of the components, and those selected for this TE environment were those that are managing the pipeline of the data that is collected and, let's say, processed by the platform. Then, for the cross-domain analytics and intelligent for AIOps, the main enabler, as I said before, is this, let's say, logically centralized data lake with all the services that have been developed on top of it for data processing, AI pipelines, and ingestion of data from different operators that would enable, let's say, added value services for smart resource and service discovery, and also intelligent SLA breach prediction through monitoring of the SLA metrics. We can anticipate and proactively, let's say, adapt the running services according to potential SLA breach predictions. So just to go in the conclusion, all of these, it's running, it's existing, so it's not just slides or concepts. We developed a lot of stuff. The platform source code is publicly available on GitHub. We have in the platform more than 20 software components integrated. We will see the demos later, with a total amount of almost 300,000 lines of code. And as part of the exploitation that is linked also with the MCA, let's say, early adoption, we have these new functionalities developed for the automated platform deployment that indeed provides a bootstrapping from scratch of the whole 5G platform with, let's say, a fixed or even dynamic number of stakeholders that you can find also on the GitHub. And then just to introduce the next sessions for the demos, as Shoaib said, the idea now is to show the results in terms of demonstrations from the use cases. So we have the 3 demonstrations for the smart contracts for ubiquitous computing and connectivity use case, dynamic spectrum allocation, and pervasive VCDN services. All these use cases have been validated in the project and demonstrated in a geographically distributed testbed that is split between Barcelona and Madrid, where we have deployed a marketplace with 5 different stakeholders, with 3 operators, 4 operators, and 1 regulator that we will see using during the demos afterwards. So that's it from my side.